research. A word designed to either strike terror in the hearts of writers or to spark joy. After all, if you're researching, no one can give you a hard time for not adding more words to your work in progress, am I right? Some writers and narrative creators know from jump that they'll need to research. Historical fiction? Yep. Science fictional future? For sure. Characters from identities or cultures different to your own? Absolutely. For other genres, there are still some writers who wonder why creators of fictional narratives should need to do research. There are many important reasons, and today's video will talk about them all. Welcome to the Writing the Other YouTube channel, where we cover topics in creating inclusive and diverse fiction, games, and other media. In today's video, our favorite research librarian explains all the reasons why every writer and creator of fictions needs to engage in research.
I'm Melody Steiner, your guide through the realm of research in storytelling and world building. Writing, at its core, is a journey of discovery. When we embark on crafting a narrative, we often find ourselves in uncharted territories. It's during these moments that research becomes our compass, guiding us through the unknown. But why should anyone do research for storytelling? Picture this. You're creating a world, perhaps with a fantastical realm or a fictionalized version of our own. To make it vivid, tangible, you need details that resonate with authenticity. This is where research steps in. It breathes life into your settings, cultures, and characters. As a writer, I've experienced those rough waves where I reach a point in my story and I think, I don't know enough about this. It's a common hurdle. It happens when exploring settings, understanding a character's perspectives, or delving into the themes that you want to convey. Creativity is a multifaceted gem. In addition to those wonderful, spontaneous bursts of ideas and energy, that thrill of inspiration, it also thrives when it's fueled by knowledge. Knowledge can be gained with research. Research in storytelling and world building is about authenticity and resonance. It's about creating worlds that feel real and characters that breathe and themes that echo through the corridors of human experience. So let's consider areas where research might benefit world building. Crafting a universe that feels real requires more than just imagination. It requires a foundation in reality. As an example, N.K. Jemisin, the mastermind behind the Broken Earth series, drew inspiration from her expertise in psychology and her love of history books to enrich her world with depth and complexity. Like a gifted historian, she brilliantly used primary, secondary, and tertiary sources in the text to support the main narrative. But like a psychologist, she also modeled the sometimes fragmented feel of old historical sources that are presented without context and left up to reader interpretation as a technique that sometimes obfuscates the main narrative as well. Her research interests show up in the story and build out the novels. These details, which are rooted in reality, enhance the reader's immersion. So what about how research influences themes? Writing isn't merely about events, it's about ideas. When you want to explore profound themes, research is about understanding how others have tackled similar themes and learning from their techniques. In Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale, the dystopian world is grounded in historical events and societal structures. Her meticulous research into oppressive regimes and historical precedents amplifies the chilling plausibility of her narrative. As writers, we are not just creators, but we have the capacity to become curators of our own little collections of information. Our story's a sort of mosaic, which is embedded into the foundation of our fiction writing. But research is not about overwhelming readers with huge blocks of information. It's more like sprinkling subtle cues throughout. Consider cultural and identity aspects of fictional societies. Ursula Le Guin in the Hainish Cycle series drew from anthropology and sociology to craft worlds that challenge conventional norms. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, in Half of a Yellow Sun, explored the Nigerian Civil War with profound humanity, even interviewing individuals who had lived through the war about what they ate for breakfast during specific events. Her research into the historical and cultural nuances of this conflict allowed her to craft characters with authenticity, giving readers a glimpse into the realism of this tumultuous period in history. Octavia Butler's 1987 novel Dawn is another example of how research can elevate speculative fiction into a realm of social commentary and philosophical depth. The novel was influenced by Butler's research into Henrietta Lacks. In fact, her unpublished notes referencing the HeLa cells and cellular replication are housed in the Huntington Library in Southern California. These examples illustrate that research should not be a hindrance to creativity, but rather the catalyst which propels creativity to greater heights.
Thanks for watching. If Melody has inspired you to begin your research journey, but you're not sure how to start or you're intimidated by the research process, I know I was, check out our research course available on demand. If you're interested in writing and creating characters representing identities different from your own or crafting worlds that include diverse cultures beyond the ones you've lived in, head over to writingtheother.com for live and on-demand classes, free resources, and more. If you'd like to help support us in creating free and accessible resources here on YouTube and beyond, consider joining our Patreon or consider making a one-time donation. All links are in the description below. You can also help our channel grow by liking and subscribing, but you already knew that. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.